The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
When the going gets tough, the tough get legal. Legal analyst Farrah Martin is joining us. So, Farrah, since you are here, who is ready for some doctor's court? Our first case today is that of a 32-year-old ex-inmate who recently made news for filing a $5 million lawsuit against the jail he was detained in and some of its employees. Why did he do that? He claims he took an unknown pill from another inmate and suffered an erection that lasted for not 91 minutes, but 91 hours. He says he pleaded for medical assistance but was mocked by jail employees and wasn't transported to a hospital until 4 days later. Ladies, a 91-hour erection is no laughing matter.
So it's called priapism, right? When you have that longer-lasting erection, more than 4 hours, which hasn't anything to do with sexual arousal. But the problem with this is actually a true medical emergency. So while this poor guy was asking for help, when you don't take care of this, the circulation just gets caught there, and it causes fibrosis and scarring, and down the line actually can cause.
And Drew, some people,
we're on board with you. This is not a good thing.
No, I actually, even as a female, if you separate out the context and you just think this is
coming
medical,
because your husband is a urologist.
Correct.
And this is
one of the true emergencies, that if he gets a call like this, he's out the door into the ER.
Well, that's right. So what is the legal culpability here?
Why is he taking this pill in prison?
Hold up. We got a lot of questions, Enrique.
No good can come of this.
I don't know why he's taking the pill in prison. I can't answer that. And as to what you're saying, Dr. Batra, if he wasn't in prison, he would be entitled to the best medical care that the United States has to offer based on what insurance he has. Unfortunately, when you are a prisoner, you do have rights, but you don't have the same rights as people who are not in prison. You have a constitutional right to adequate, not the best, not the highest standard of care, but adequate medical treatment. And in order to be successful with this constitutional lawsuit, where he's claiming it's cruel and unusual punishment, he has to prove that the staff at the prison was deliberately indifferent and that he had a serious medical condition.
And I think it will be tough medically to prove, because even if he did take a medicine that was meant to increase blood flow to the penis, it would not have 91 hours of action. Now, he could have a precondition like sickle cell disease or something of that nature, which would put him at risk for a prolonged erection. But I think this will medically be a tough.
I think it's going to be tough because they're not going to even be able to prove what he had in his system. And apparently some drugs make this much more likely, like injectables, than others if you don't have sickle cell or some underlying medical condition. But his lawyer is alleging that he now will have trouble conceiving or having children, and also that he can't. Well, that's what he has permanent erectile dysfunction. That's what he's alleging.
Yes.
Again, he'll have to be evaluated.
These cases to win are very difficult. Prisoners just don't have the same rights as individuals who are outside of prison. And I know what you're saying. It's a very serious medical condition. I just don't know, though, based on the high standard of proof that a prisoner has to meet for a constitutional violation for this kind of federal lawsuit, that he's going to be successful. Although I wish the laws were different and that individuals, even if you're incarcerated, you do deserve medical care. We should not be a country where just because you're incarcerated, you're not given good medical care.
And even if it, and quite frankly, even if it seems like, well, this guy's complaining of a prolonged erection, these are real medical emergencies. Okay, we did reach out to the jail's current county sheriff, who stated he was not the sheriff at the time of the incident, and did add, it is the policy of the Pittsburgh County Criminal Justice Center to provide the best care possible to all inmates, and we strive to do so. Any abuse or mistreatment of inmates will not be tolerated in our facility. You can read the entire statement on our website.